in right now. Don't be Rambo. That's pretty much, the word coming in from Pratik right now. Be in that wait and watch mode. Let the dust settle down around tariffs and all the other news flow, and then you can take a call if you want to buy afresh. But let's also welcome on board. We've got Suneeta Reddy, MD at Apollo Hospitals, joining in on the show right now to talk about how their quarterly performance has been. Suneeta, good to have you today on ET Now. Firstly, wanted to understand, congratulations. It's been a very strong Q1 that you've had. But tell us how the patient flow from Bangladesh was in Q1 and how is it that you're substituting that gap? And are you on track now for low to mid-teen organic growth guidance?
Yes, first we're still on track for mid-teen growth guidance. Bangladesh was a problem. It was 1% of revenues. So we believe that we have now alternate markets from which we've started getting patients. So growth should definitely come back in the next quarter. We should see better performance. Having said that, the hospital division has grown. We have seen revenues of 2,935 crores, strong EBITDA of 714 crores, and PAT at 384 crores. So clearly improvement in EBITDA as well as PAT. Going forward, I'm sure that added new volumes coming from different countries as well as local markets will add to volume growth. We also have a very strong payer mix where we have about 42% as retail, 44% as insurance, 6 to 7% as international, and the balance coming from what we do with state schemes. So this payer mix is a very strong payer mix, which resulted in an average revenue per patient of 1,72,232 rupees, a 9% improvement over last year.
Sure, Suneeta. Hi, morning. While all looks good in the Q1 update, help us understand where your occupancy is headed, because it further moderated to 65% this time. Was this primarily due to new hospital additions, and how should we expect utilization to ramp up going ahead?
Utilization will definitely ramp up. We've also had a decrease in ALOS, average length of stay. So while volumes have gone up, and more importantly, the focus on high-end specialties like cardiac, onco, neuro, ortho, and gastro has grown by 8%. So in terms of, the value of the high-end work that we do is definitely gone up. And that focus makes us relevant not just to the city, but to the country and to the state and to international patients.
Right. And what about the ARPOP growth this time on a year-on-year basis? Because last time I recall you had indicated that growth will be driven by higher surgical volumes, complexity, and payer mix improvement as well. What factors were at play this time?
I think, ARPOP is no longer a relevant number, because if you have to think of average length of stay, which is why average revenue per patient is far more relevant. And that's what we're saying has grown by 9% at 1,72,232 rupees. More importantly, this is because of high-end surgical case mix as well as some tariff increases because of our improvement in the payer mix.
Hi, Suneeta. Morning. But also talk to us about your expansion plans then, because with 1,500 plus beds planned for FY26, how do you plan to balance the capacity expansion with profitability?
So going forward this year, we'll open out 2 facilities. We'll have Pune ready. We've also acquired a hospital in Bangalore, 150 beds, which will go live next quarter. So we're looking at adding about 400 beds this year. Further on in the next year, we'll add another 800 beds. So in terms of profitability and margins, currently we're at an EBITDA margin of 24.3. We think that we'll move towards 25%, and the losses coming in the current year will be very limited because we're opening 2 facilities. And with an improvement improved in operating leverage. We're quite confident. The third facility that we're opening is also in Calcutta, where we're already at a 78% occupancy. So the flow through to our new hospital in Sonapur, 250 beds, they will not be lost. They will be EBITDA break even in the first year.
Right. And your HealthCo revenues, they've risen about almost 19%. What about margins? How should we read margin trends going forward?
So if you look at offline pharmacy, the margins were at 7.7%. So an improvement in margin. On the whole, it registered an improvement in margin coming in at 3.5%. So clearly, there is an improvement in margin. When the whole integration happens and the back end gets integrated, you will see it going back to 7% on a holistic basis. But this is, moving from 3.5 to 3.8, significant improvement in margins for HealthCo.
Okay, and Suneeta, on the guidance front, Apollo 24/7 break-even was guided for Q3, Q4 this year. Are you still on track for the same?
Yes, we're on track.
And you've earlier indicated break-even for the Nent Insurance business in FY26 too, with revenue touching about 75 crores. Help us understand if you're on track for that as well.
Yeah, we currently have 3 insurers. We will be on target for 100 crores of GMV for insurance, where there's a 20% conversion into revenue.
But along with that, Suneeta, let's also talk about your online pharmacy. How much is the contribution from online pharmacy right now, given your plans to take that number higher, since you have targeted for the pharmacy revenue to come at 30% in your overall division? What's the execution roadmap, and is the industry fragmentation still a challenge?
No, I don't think it's a challenge, because we do have both online and offline. So to look at just the online separately is wrong, because it is, we are omni-channel, and that's where we clearly differentiate us from the other players. We had 308 crores of revenue from online, and going forward, the Apollo HealthCo registering a revenue of 2,794 crores is really on track. They've done 91 crores of EBITDA and 57 crores of profit.
Right. And Ms. Reddy, offline pharmacy, that's been seeing some consolidation. Apollo plans to add about 600 stores annually. Will this pace be maintained beyond FY26 too?
Yes, currently it will be maintained. Our plan is 450 pharmacies for the year, and this continues to grow, 19% growth in the offline pharmacy space.
And lastly, your diagnostic business, you said, was gearing up for the high teens growth in FY26. Is that guidance maintained, and what will drive this acceleration?
So this new acquisition, I think, is marginal compared to the value of what we currently have. So 19% growth, 435 crores of revenue. They've reached an EBITDA of 40 crores, which is a significant improvement. And what's important is that the diagnostic business grew by 30% to 153 crores. So clearly, they are on track. The focus is on diagnostics. This is definitely the most important lever for Apollo Health and Lifestyle. They have added clinics as well. So we're rolling out a primary care platform with Apollo Health and Lifestyle.
Right, Ms. Reddy, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time today. Okay, on that note, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll continue tracking earnings on the other side.